Hey everybody. So I want to talk about the table of time today. And the reason why I want to talk about I think I might have it posted. It's such a standard exercise. It should be everywhere. I think I have. I'm pretty sure I do have a table of time exercise up at mattthomasdrums.wordpress.com. Joe Morello gets a lot of credit for the table of time, but it really predates him. It predates his teacher. It's this ancient exercise. So what is the table of time? The table of time, I like to think of it as a game. So the table of time says we're going to use 4/4 time for starts, and we're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4. First line of exercise in the table of time is to play the quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I like to think of it as a game, and that for every kick drum hit, I play one note, and that's going to be on the kick drum. So I go to the second figure, which is eighth notes, 1 and 2 and. I want to think of it as two notes on top of the kick drum. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, and I'll go back down to quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Triplets, I like to think of as three notes on top of the kick drum. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Now, I would like to inject here that I really find it super important you count triplets as 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Not triplet, 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 triplet. You're going to get lost in the woods. Count the triplets with signifiers, something that you placeholder that shows you where you are. The other thing I strongly, strongly urge everyone to do is to make your sticking so that you're really coming in and separating, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm coming in from a high place, right? It will help if you just play not straight like this. It's not conducive to having a strong muscle memory. But the exaggerations when you're practicing really set a tone of remembering in your body. It will make life so much easier later. Okay, 16th note. So I'd had 1, 2, 3. So 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E, 4E and a 1, 2, 3 triplets. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1. Eighth notes. 4 and quarter notes. 2, 3, 4. So, and the table of time, it goes up to 12 for a lot of people. There's nuances to these things, but okay. So I did the basic divisions: quarter, eighth, triplet, 16th. And again, I like to think of this as a game. I like to think of it as I'm adding one more hit with my hands to the kick drum, right? So 16th notes was 4 hits, 1E and a 2E and a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1E and a 1E and a 2E and a 6. Don't play 2 triplets on 6. Don't go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and there's a different texture that 6 takes on. Play 6s. It matters. It really does matter. Here, look. And it's not as simple as saying, well, you just pull the accent out. No, there's something to it. And so you would do 7s, 8s. 8s, here's an important thing to start thinking about, incorporating the doubling up technique into how you count. So 16th notes: 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. 32nd notes is twice as many notes. So if I play just my right hand, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, I throw in my left as an in between every right, I will have 32nd notes. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3. And, 64th notes. Find a way of pulsing through 16ths where you're doubling up on your 30 seconds and so on and so on. So that's that. The next thing to do with the table of time is to play it against a waltz, because you really should be able to think of notes and divisions around your body in different time signatures. So in 3 time you have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and all the same rules apply. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 8th notes: 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1. Triplets. 16th notes. Now I feel that the waltz should be played bright, right? So I don't really venture into the 5s, 6s, 7s. If you look at, I posted a video about pulsing in triplets or 16th notes, and this is where I have this exercise, and I do it with other numbers superimposed against it too. So you're playing time against time. But so you want to, here's the trick to waltzes and getting table of time going. I would do at first quarter notes on just the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Why? Because then I'm practicing the doubling up when I go to my hands. 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3. You could do the same doubling up to get to your 16th notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and... Right? So then triplets and singles where you do right, left, are a little bit different, because in 3, right, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, left, 2, 3, right, left. So anything odd, it goes hand to hand, right? Which is the same for the other way. The other way being 1, 2, 3, 4, right? I'm going hand to hand. It's just easier. 1 triplet, right, left, 5. So you see now why I strongly recommend that high sticking, because it makes dividing whatever odd number you're using hand to hand. Even numbers, pulse on the right. Okay, so lastly, I want to say that it's a good idea to take the table of time and play it to a samba. Now, sambas can be written in 2/4. They can be written out in 4/4. I want to take something and I want to keep it in 4/4, because that's how I'm working my other table of time exercise. 4 kicks on the kick drum, right? So I want to have that transferability into doing a new exercise made very easy. So I'm going to think of the second hit on the kick drum as the 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So my hi-hat is on the 2. Now, if in other things, like if you were using Ted Reed's syncopation, you definitely want it on the and, right? So you kind of 1 and a 2 and 1E and a 2E and a 3. So you have a 1, a 2. But for the purposes of a table of time, I really want to take this samba and I want to think of it as 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Watch how nice and easy it makes it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now I'm going to stack things that are easy on the right hand, and then I'm going to treat triplets differently. So if I can go 1 and 2 and 3 and on my right hand, I slip it my left. Triplets are kind of hard. I'm not gonna lie. There's no way to sugarcoat this and make it easy. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3. Yeah, if you double up your triplets, it's easier because you get 1 matches here, 1 matches here. 1 and 2. I did it as 6 and 2 triplets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So why all this fuss and bother? Well, we took this basic idea and started applying it to different feels and genres. Super important because the notes apply to all music, right? Doesn't matter. It could be an Italian tarantella, or it could be, if I mispronounce that, my apologies to Dean Martin in the country of Italy. There are, Sam Milano was into these Greek rhythms. I didn't really play with him, but Sam Milano, if you want to study odd time stuff that's used culturally based, he has a ton of books, and I think the family keeps publishing them, where he does all these like Greek rhythms that are in 7s and 11s and 13s and stuff. Very interesting stuff. So anyway, you want to be able to take what you know and apply it over a large swath of music, right? Like, well, the table of time shouldn't just apply to rock music. They're notes. And if all you play is in 4/4 time, straight feeling of rock, then you're missing out on seeing into how to create in music and then being able to go across the aisle of your instrument to somebody else and explain to somebody else what you're doing. You know, you're grinding in these counts and make a game of it. You know, I think of it as a ladder. I tell my students, first rung, 1 hit, second rung, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you just go up the ladder. So I hope this was helpful, and thanks so much. I believe there's some written exercise stuff on this at mattthomasdrums.wordpress.com. Have a great day.